Hi, it's Michael Trigg here, the Presentation Maestro, and you're about to see a testimonial from my work with the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. So I don't just work with commercial organisations, but think tanks as well. And by the way, if this is your first time on my channel, do hit the subscription button and the notification bell too. Hope you enjoy the testimonial. Dan, it's great to be here in your office in Stockholm, some 13 years on since we first met. What prompted you to have me work with your people at International Alert those 13 years ago?
Well, if you remember, we were introduced by one of your clients who was a member of the board of the organisation, International Alert. And I had, by that time, I think, been speaking in public in different ways, starting with student union meetings for some 30 plus years. I'd had periods when I was genuinely speaking every evening in a different town in England to groups ranging from 20 or 30 to sometimes after a film show 500 or 600. This was in the 1980s.
Yeah.
So I think I knew quite a bit about speaking in public, and I think I did it reasonably well. And what I found was that I learned some stuff from you, a lot of which chimed with what I think anyway, which is I far prefer not to have a lot of preparation in terms of a written document in front of you. I like not to be trapped by the preparation, but supported by it. I think you helped with that, with a particular mode of preparing, and that helps with engaging with the audience. So having seen that it worked for me with a lot of experience, I thought it might work for other people who, many of whom had far, far less experience of public speaking. So that was why.
Brilliant. And what difference did you start to notice, particularly in International Alert, after I've been working there for a bit?
I think that people have their own modes. They have their different ways.
Absolutely.
Some, without much prompting, speak very conversationally to even a fairly formal audience. Others, seems like what they know how to do is to have the piece of paper in front of them and read it. And others, even if not actually reading something, have got really detailed notes made on a pad of paper, and you see them turning the page over and sometimes losing their way in the notes and so on. And I think what you help people to learn is how to be well prepared but be looking at your audience almost the entire time with just a quick look down to these color-coded visual notes that you have made for yourself on a single sheet of paper. And I think I've noticed people also then being able to edit on their feet much better. So that if you do feel you really have to expand this point, then okay, but you're going to have to do it at the cost of the later point, or else somebody else's talking time, which is impolite. So in order not to be impolite and in order to stay within the 12 minutes, you've got to drop something which you're prepared to say. And I think that that's a useful skill to have, which they have learned. I also recognized that people's presentations were often, without it being very, very visible, they were often much better structured. So that you had a message to give, you had 3 big points that you were going to go through, and you had a takeaway that you wanted people to have. And you have this clear sense. You can even tell people, this is my message, this is the takeaway, here is what I'm going to do. You can tell them, right, I've got to my second point now. Everybody still with me? And you can have much more rapport with the audience by doing that. So it's a structure that helps rather than a structure that ties you down. So those would be the main things that I've noticed. I mean, I think it's just basically the shorthand is, the summary of the summary is more effective communication.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope you enjoyed that. Do remember to hit the subscription button and the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one.